I'm going to go ahead and get started. Um, Hi, everybody. Feel free to ask questions in the box. I kind of see them pop up, and so I can answer those if you have any. So she asked, is there anything she needs to do to prepare? Not really, just get comfortable, get in a nice open mindset. With these types of things, it's as soon as you start to think, am I doing it right? That it takes you out of the experience. So just go with the flow, whatever wants to come in, just let it come in. So I'll be asking things like, imagine a symbol, or what's their name, or what do they look like? And you can fill in those blanks. Most of this meditation is what you might call imaginary or made up. You'll be making things up, you'll be exploring. But it's interesting how as we do that, as we journey, as we make things up, that allows, as we have that open mind, it allows for intuitive experiences to come through. So before you know, you may be making it up, but then you might also get a visit from a lost loved one, or you might have an understanding or wisdom that you just didn't have before as you're quote unquote making it up as you're going with the meditation. So the more you allow yourself to do that, the more you tend to get. Especially with this meditation, it's a bit longer. You might tend to fall asleep. People do tend to drift off for this one. So you might want to sit up, be a little bit more alert. You'll want to relax as much as possible with the idea that you're not going to fall asleep. Even if you do fall asleep, you'll still get healing, and I'll still send you the recording of the meditation. But it's nice to be awake and alert while you're doing these things. I may ask you to connect your energy to certain objects or ideas during the meditation. Just realize you already know how to do that. You may want to speak out loud during this meditation. If you do that, make sure you're on mute, which apparently is not a problem for Karen. Just make sure that you're on mute as you're speaking out loud, but you may get information as you do that. I like to start by doing a short meditation just to get us in the mood, just to get ourselves relaxed and connected. So I want you to imagine for a moment that you're getting a drink of water. You might imagine that you're in your home, fill in all the details, and just pretend, see it happening, feel it happening. You're getting a drink, a glass of water. Notice that wherever you keep your cups or glasses or drinking vessels, you're going over, you're choosing one. You're going over to wherever you fill that water, that vessel up. Notice that you're putting the water into that cup, into that glass. The first thing I want you to realize is that you can change some of the details of this situation. So the first thing that I want you to imagine that you're changing is the cup that you choose. I want you to notice that when you go over to get that cup or glass, you see a cup or glass or drinking vessel that's different, might be a little bit different than one that you know. So notice that drinking vessel. What's different about it? What does it remind you of? Now that you have that different cup or glass or drinking vessel, I want you to imagine you're charging that water. I think we can hear you now, Karen. So go ahead and put yourself on mute. If you found that audio, just notice that you can mute that. I'm glad that we're able to hear you. It sounds like she's participating. I could hear water going. So now we want to imagine that we're charging that water with your session intention. Whatever you came into this session that you would like to explore, I want you to imagine you're putting that intention into the water. How do you want to put that intention into the water? How do you want to charge? How do you see that happening? Take a minute to put that session intention into the water. What color is your session intention? You can notice what color it is, or you can even assign a color to your intention. And notice that you're putting that color, that vibration into your water. You can see it, you can feel that going into the water. See how it changes the water as you put that intention in your drinking vessel. And once you have that water fully charged, you can take as long as you need to put that intention into the water. Once you have that fully charged, go ahead and drink as much of that water. And realize this might be the most delicious, the most nutritious imaginary water you've ever pretended to drink. Go ahead and drink as much, and I'll follow along with my own. And as you drink that water, as you imagine that happening in real life or in imagination, you can feel that session intention moving through your body. You might start to feel it where your mouth touches the water in your physical body, your mouth, your throat, your stomach, all the parts of the body that you would normally feel that water. And notice that in all the physical parts, your blood cells, your blood vessels, every single cell in your body's getting that beautiful energy, that color. So notice that happening now. You can feel that. All the parts of the body that communicate, all the parts that send and receive messages. Feel that color, that vibration, that symbol. Feel that session intention moving into all those parts that communicate. I like to think of the brain, the nerves, the synapses, the nervous system, all the parts that send and receive messages are connected and ready to receive those messages today. Good job preparing the body. And next, you can feel that intention moving even on the outside of your body, in your energetic body. You might call it your aura, your astral form, all those non-physical parts that surround and protect your body. You can feel those parts coming together. You're protected, you're safe, and your session intention has been amplified. And now you may feel that session intention moving even into other dimensions, even into other realms, even into other galaxies as we explore Andromeda today. This is a good time to call in any guides or guardians or helpers that like to assist you, your animal friends, your ancestors, your angels, all of those guides that would like to help you on your journey today. Good job. Now in this exercise, we're imagining that we're in a different place, but I'm going to start out by having us imagine that we're in a place that's very familiar. A place like an ocean beach, maybe a seaside or seashore, maybe a place that you've already been. So I want you to start imagining that you're in a place like that on a beautiful seaside, beautiful seashore, a beach, and you're there and it's just at sunset. So I want you to start imagining you are on a beautiful sandy beach at sunset. It's a place that's just in between here and there, just in between reality and imagination. And this is the way that we will travel to Andromeda, with our imagination. On this beach, it's the perfect temperature. So start to feel that beach. You might notice, is it a little bit cool? Is it a little bit warm? What is the perfect temperature as you're relaxing on that beach? This is a place where you can just relax and just be. I'll be right here with you the whole time. So follow my voice and get comfortable on that beach. The place that's familiar to you, even if you've never been there. It's a nice place. That place is not quite here and not quite there. Find a place like that. A nice sandy beach in your mind at sunset. And let's begin to create this journey together. You're sitting on this beach, relaxing in the sun. Feel where your body meets that sand. So comfortable in this place. And your muscles let go and they soften. Feels like butter melting in the warm summer sun. It's very nice to relax this way. Listen to the waves crashing. Notice that you're breathing in rhythm with these ocean waves, these soothing, relaxing ocean waves. Each breath in and out connects you to this place, this time, deeper and deeper with every breath in and out. You feel free and cleansed, so relaxed and so calm as that sun starts to set on this beautiful beach. Feel yourself connecting to that sand. This place is just for you, just for this time, just for this experience. So enjoy it. This is a place where you are allowed to just watch and listen and be. You are allowed to simply exist. Enjoy that realization. Good job. You don't need to think about anything. You are simply honoring this moment, and you're doing it perfectly. Well done showing up for yourself today. Even a few minutes of relaxation and connection creates vast benefits. Good job. Now, I want you to do me a favor. This might sound a little bit strange, but I want you to help me create this scene. Let's start engaging your imagination. It's through the imagination that we access the intuition. And it's through the intuition that we access the memories of other collectives. Sacred memories. Sacred memories of this rich and magical time, this very special place. And we'll start to bring in this time and this place now. This was a time where even the simplest pleasures are naturally luxurious. I'll say that again because it's so important. In this time and in this place, even the simple pleasures are so naturally luxurious that all you want to do is share in their beauty. I'm inviting the energies of that time and that place to help us create this experience today. And I'm asking those energies to come to you as you sit on that seashore, as you melt into the sand on that beautiful beach. Feel yourself there. You're looking out over the crashing waves. The twilight colors are particularly vivid tonight on this beach. And even though the sun has already dipped below the horizon, the color of the ocean surf is only getting brighter and brighter. The sky is dimmer, but the ocean surf is becoming the most beautiful shade of brilliant aqua blue. It's the most beautiful color you've ever seen. You watch it move back and forth, back and forth. And again, you notice you're breathing in time with the rhythm of those waves, back and forth, in and out. As you take those deep breaths in and out, I want you to start to realize, what do you smell? Smell that ocean surf. As you sit on that seashore, I want you to listen. What do you hear? Besides the waves, you might notice sounds of distant laughter down on the beach. You know there's a celebration down there. It's a gathering of your people, a gathering just for you. It's just a little ways down on the beach, and you can hear their joyous laughter echoing, brought to you over the waves. And as you listen, mostly what you hear is the waves and the seashore, the waves crashing. As you're listening, you realize that blue color is getting even brighter, brighter and brighter, and you start to realize why. You see that there are tiny bioluminescent creatures all along the seashore. These beautiful organisms are becoming brighter and brighter as the sky becomes dimmer and dimmer, but never completely dark. The atmosphere here stays in perpetual twilight. Take notice of that lavender sky, the light just below the horizon. It's at the perfect angle to create brilliant displays of light through the white, fluffy clouds. It's like the clouds are dancing. They're fluffy and wispy at the same time. And in between the clouds, there's enough mist that rainbows are shining through here and there, sparkling. The entire scene is quite stunning, and you are a part of it. The surf is glimmering and glowing. It's alive and vibrant with that aqua blue. Those tiny creatures glow with each and every movement. You can't help but become mesmerized. These tiny creatures seem to be calling to your spirit. You feel your soul start to smile. Your body is one with this time, this place. Feel yourself start to stand up. You rise quite easily. You want to look more closely at this place. You want to understand this time. You want to take in this otherworldly beauty from every perspective you can. So you get up and you start walking along that shore. Feel your feet in the sand. Look down at your feet. You might notice, are they different in any way than your normal human feet? What are they like? Start to notice, what is your body like in this place? What's your skin like? Do you feel male? Do you feel female? Or maybe you're something in between. What's your body like? Do you feel old or young in this place? Are you smaller? Are you larger? Feel your body fully and describe it as well as you can. What are you like? What do you look like or feel like? Now keep walking down that beach. Look down at the sand and let your feet sink into the sand with every step. Just under the top layer of sand, there's a beautiful color. It's almost like mother of pearl. It's iridescent and sparkling. So notice that you can draw in that sand and that sparkle starts to come to the surface. So I want you to notice that you can draw in that sand. You can play in that beach. So I want you to notice you start to draw a picture in that sand. It's so much fun drawing this beautiful picture. Might be a symbol, might be a word, a letter. But I want you to realize, what are you drawing? Take a look at that symbol, that picture. What did you draw in the sand? Now you can look out over the waves, look out over the ocean, and out there you see a vessel that's like a boat. So start to notice that there's a boat way out there and it's coming closer and closer to the shore. It's coming closer and closer to the seashore. And you notice there's a dock nearby. That boat is pulling up. Keep walking down that sandy beach toward that dock. As you're approaching that dock, you notice there's someone already out there ready to greet you. I want you to realize this being is a guide for you and start to fill in the details. What's this guide look like? Are they taller? Are they shorter? Are they male? Are they female? Or something in between? What's their personality like, this guide? What do they like to help you with? What's this guide's specialty? What do they do best? And this guide is here in part to tell you that this journey is a sacred journey. It's a sacred ceremony and a journey that your people have taken hundreds or thousands of times. This is a journey, a ceremony for appreciation, a celebration of simplicity, a celebration of abundance. This journey has taken place for hundreds of years in thousands of different ways. But this journey and this time is just for you. Enjoy it. This guide explains you'll remember everything that you need to during this journey. You are simply here to observe and enjoy. You don't need to do anything or expect anything at all. You can just release. You sense that other vessel getting closer. That boat is coming up to the dock, getting closer and closer, floating right up to the dock. And you can see that that boat, that vessel, is almost completely transparent. You can see right through it. You find it easy to get into that boat. It's large enough for you to fit easily and comfortably. It feels a bit like a rubber raft as you climb into that vessel. So step into that boat. As you get in, you notice that you can see right through the sides of that vessel. You can see through the bottom. And as you do, you realize that this vessel, it feels alive and it's happy. It's so happy to see you. It, or she, as it turns out, has the appearance and function of a boat. But unlike this boat, this transport creature is very much organic. She reminds you a little bit of a jellyfish. You can hear her purring with anticipation as she pulls away from the dock. She's taken this journey many times. Today's journey starts in the lagoon, the shallow area of the beach. Looking through the clear sides of the boat is the first thing that you do, and the first thing that you notice is all of the seaweed around you. It's touching the sides of the boat. After all, that is what this celebration is regarding, the seaweed. This region is famous for this plant, this harvest. It's the foundation of all the people here, your people. The celebration, the ceremony. You can still hear that celebration down on the shore, all around you. And the seaweed reminds you of that ceremony. There's such abundance. No wonder there's such appreciation. You notice how dense this field is, other than a few fish darting in and out of the leaves. You can't see much, but you notice its dark green color. There's so much of it. This part of the seaweed field is preserved. It's not harvested. It recognizes the balance. Now I want you to take a moment and I want you to look at that plant and I want you to connect your energy with the seaweed. And this might sound a little bit funny, but that seaweed, it has a message for you. So connect with that plant and listen. It wants to tell you something. What does it say? Let's thank that seaweed for its message. And you keep floating, you keep moving. You floated through the thickest part of that seaweed field until you've reached the edge. And there, the water's a couple meters deep there. It's crystal clear. And from that view, you can see everything. You can see the currents moving. You can see the seaweed going back and forth with the ocean flow. Reminds you of prairie grass in the wind, back and forth. And here at the edge of that seaweed field, the ocean is absolutely teeming with life. And you can see all of those creatures coming out. Those creatures are glowing with bioluminescence. They're shining and moving. I want you to notice those colors. Everything is glowing in this place. Even the vessel can illuminate and she can broadcast all kinds of colors. Notice that she responds to your thoughts. As you wish to see something closer or better, she takes you to it and illuminates it with a different spectrum of light. You see all manner of exotic sea life, and it each inspires you in a different way. Something that looks like a translucent snail crawls about, glowing green as your vessel creates a black light effect. Take a few moments to explore the edge of the seaweed. I want you to see what comes up. Where do you want to go? And what comes to greet you? Describe what you're seeing out loud if you care to. So explore this place for just a minute or two. What do you notice about the creatures here? What's important? And what do they say to you? What messages do these creatures have for you? You can see yourself interacting with these creatures. How are you interacting? What's it like? How can you communicate? Good job. And now you would like to go just a little bit deeper and deeper out into that ocean. That boat is purring as she's excited to take you even deeper, deeper and further away from the shore. You notice brightly colored rocks and plants. And you notice some caves underwater. You're so curious about those caves and all the creatures in those caves. You float out there to meet them. Some of the creatures that live in the caves hear that boat approaching and they come out to meet you. They're just as excited to see you as you are to see them. There are many different creatures swimming up to you and saying hello. There's one in particular that's interested in you. So notice, what is that creature? What is that underwater being like? Describe their form. What do they look like? Do they seem to be young? Do they seem to be old? What's their age like? What is this being like to spend its time doing? And before you move on, they have a message for you. What do they tell you? And just at that moment, another being swims over, and you feel a warm rush of familiarity. Although, as far as you know, you've never met this being before. You've never seen a creature like this at all. This creature can change into any color, and it seems to be able to take on just about any form that it wants to. So you realize that it's shifting and changing color just for you. What is it turning into? You realize that it's able to shift in response to your own emotions. It's like an emotional mirror. Connect with that empathic creature, that emotional mirror. Let it do its job. What does it want to show you? What's being reflected back at you? What's important that it's showing you? And this being has a superpower. It can tell what colors you need, and it can give you those colors. What colors do you need? Notice how that being can send those colors exactly where your soul needs those. You can use those colors, you can use that information anytime you want to. Good job. Say goodbye to that creature, and now you're floating out into the even deeper parts of the ocean. The bottom of the boat is a membrane. If you lay back, it feels a bit like laying on a waterbed or floating in a warm lake. So lay back and look at the sky. If you look to your left or right, you can see the ocean through the sides of the vessel. But what's catching your attention is the aurora. You can hear the crackling of those displays of beautiful light. Notice up in the sky a dancing orange streak of beautiful color. It's followed by the most amazing golden color streaking across the sky. You've seen aurora before, but you've never seen it like this, never with these colors. With each crackle comes a new color. Which color is your favorite? The bronze, the platinum, electric coral? What colors do you see? You can feel those colors too. You can feel the magnetism. You can feel each color you see activate a different part of your body and activate your eyes as those sparkle and slice through the twilight. Feel your brain start to brighten. It's like those colors are moving and dancing just for you. Everything seems to be responding instantly to your very wishes. The fluffy cotton candy clouds are still churning in that lilac sky. And you notice several lightning strikes way off in the distance. There are different pockets of gas. And with each lightning strike, there's a different neon color that erupts on the horizon. Indigo, silver, chartreuse, gold, pink, orange. It's amazing. And almost as if in response to a question, you see dark colors too. A few of those clouds are gray, and some gather into even darker charcoal colors. It reminds you of a song. It reminds you of some song you used to sing a long, long time ago. Maybe it was a nursery rhyme. How did that song go? What were the words? You remember parts, maybe not the whole thing. Just notice that there are words, images. There's a song from ancient times, from your ancient memories that's coming back to you, just like a dream. As that song is coming back to you, you notice a huge creature, a very large whale-like creature swimming beside your vessel. This enormous being is instantly approachable. You connect instantly with this creature. You're looking into one of its big eyes, and it's like you can see into its soul. I want you to tell me about this creature. You're connected with it. Does it have a name? What does it like to be called? Or what would you like to call this creature? What's something important or interesting about this creature? Something interesting about this creature, what it can do, what it knows. As you're connected with this being, what's its personality like? What does it remind you of? And this creature, it starts to let out a deep, vibrating sound. And as it does, the entire vessel trembles and moves. With that resonating rumble, your whole body feels completely and entirely cleansed. Any bit of tension you've been carrying is relaxed and released as you fully surround yourself by that vibration. You are encompassed. And with that sound, you become one with that magical being. You are one with this life form of purest, highest intelligence. You are seeing out of its eyes now. What is it like? Take a moment to swim in that body. Feel your expanded awareness. In this body, you can sense all parts of the ocean. Feel your expanded intuition. Feel your expanded empathy. You can send and receive love and compassion to all the beings in the ocean. What does it feel like to be able to send love to all the beings in the ocean? You see that vessel, and you see this small being, the smaller version of you. They're staring at you from the vessel. and you decide to send yourself that love. You pull and you build and you conjure that love. You draw that light love force from source. And now you're pushing out that light love in all directions with a bellow, with a sound that trembles everything around you. And with the release of that sound, you vibrate back into your smaller form. You feel yourself back in that vessel, filled with more love than you've ever experienced in your life. You catch your breath, and once again, you're looking in the eye of that beautiful creature. And now it's speaking to you. It has a message about today's journey. It has wisdom to share. What does it want you to know? What is important to remember about today's experience? I want you to ask them, how will today's experience help you? What do they say? And this might sound a little funny, but you get the impression that that being knows a little bit about that song or that nursery rhyme that you're trying to remember. What does it know about that song or that poem? And now I want you to thank this creature for their messages and their love. They can go on their way now, but you can call on them anytime you want to. Do they have a name? What do they like to be called? How will you connect with them? How can you remember that connection? And now it's time to come back to land and join your people, to join that celebration that's been waiting for you. You've experienced now what very few beings in the universe ever have, and you realize the pure appreciation that you feel. You're ready for the last part of this journey. You can see the seashore, you can see the celebration. You can hear the laughter. There are lanterns hung. There's golden lights reflecting on the ocean, sparkling. Once again, you pass through the seaweed field as you approach the land. The surface still glowing with those patches of bioluminescence. And this time, your vessel brings you right up to the shore, right onto the land. Your friends and family are waiting for you to return to share these experiences. You notice your guide from the dock is also waiting here for you, and they help you out of the vessel. Before leaving this trusty partner, this boat, you reach out and you give her a big hug. Before you leave, you give her a big hug and she starts purring. You've grown quite fond of this creature, and you can tell she wants to say something before you part ways. What does she want you to know, and how does she tell you? And now, your guide is leading you over to this group. You notice they're forming a big circle. They let out a cheer as they see you approach. It's like it's your day, your celebration, your ritual. You did it. You trusted yourself. Everything is just the way it's supposed to be. These are your people. This is your tribe. Start to look around. Who do you recognize that's there? Are there people you know in this lifetime that you see there? They might take a different form. Notice if they look different. As the circle forms, you notice that there are other beings from other dimensions starting to appear. You might see loved ones that have passed. You might notice animal guides, spirits, angels. Who do you notice? Look around that circle. Notice, who do you see there? Who has come to support you on this journey? There's one in particular that wants to connect with you. So notice this being, this guide, this ancestor, this animal spirit. Which one wants to come forward and connect with you particularly? What are they like? And what wisdom do they have for you? What do they want you to know as it relates to your session intention? What does this guide tell you? You notice in the middle of this circle, there is a big treasure chest, a big box, and it looks like there's something in it. You want to open this treasure chest. Your guide hands you a key, and you notice that you can use that key to unlock the treasure chest. But before you do, notice, what is it like? What's your treasure chest look like? Is there any ornamentation, any symbology? What's it made out of? Again, you might notice your key. What's special about your key? Does it have a certain shape, certain symbol? How do you use that to open the box? And go ahead and feel yourself doing that. You can put the key in the lock, open up that treasure chest, and notice what treasure awaits you in this box. What is in that box? Take in all the details and describe that as much as you can. How do you use this gift? What is it? How do you use it, or when do you use this gift? And now that you have connected with these energies, you have completed your journey. You have received your treasure. It's time for you to address this gathering. This is your soul family. This is your moment. What do you want to say? Wonderful. Everyone is moved by your appearance, your words, your energy. So now it's time to leave this place. It's time to come back to this time, to this place. So I want you to say goodbye, to disconnect from all of those people, from that place, from that time. And let's start to bring your energy back to this time, this place, into your human form. I want you to remember everything that happened, especially the feeling of expansion, the feeling of connection that you achieved today. You can reach this place anytime you'd like to. Just give yourself a helpful word or phrase or memory to help you come back to this time, this place. What's a word, a phrase, an image, something that will help you remember this feeling? Say that word out loud. Anytime you want to, you can come back to this place. And now let's bring your everyday awareness back into your body, Bring your energy body back to your physical form. Let's anchor that into this time and place. I'll count to 5 to help you do that. 1, you're coming back to this time and place, fully waking up. 2, you are open to receiving more messages. As you come back to this time and place, you may get more messages in your dreams. As you meditate, good job. 3, better and better, coming back to full awareness. 4, you can hear sounds in the room. You can hear sounds outside the room. And 5, wide awake, fully awake, ready to express your gratitude, ready to have a wonderful day. Good job.